I'm searching for life again.
You know I miss you, right? You seem like crazy, Avery. Now, I don't want you to haunt me like Cam did Ryan. No offense, Cam. But seriously, I miss you. I finally took off the ring. That little bitch didn't want to come off. I'm just gonna let you know that now. It did not want to come off, but I know you would have wanted me to take it off a long time ago. Avery, I know Byron's in jail. But there's something in me that still wants to go to Tracy and just beat her ass. But growth, right? Growth and therapy.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Alright. A new start, right?
Right. A new start.
Falling off like paint, like the sun, breaking through like rays. It feels like magic dust from space. It's like a thrill that fills my heart. I'm searching for life again. I'm searching for a new.
What is going on, beautiful people? It's your boy here, Westy. What's going on, beautiful people? It's your boy here, Wesley from WatchACTV.com, the one online streaming platform where we adopt similar connections despite our differences. And welcome to my channel here on A Connection TV's YouTube. I am here to talk about That's a Bad Boy, Itch. That's a Bad Boy. That's however the song go. I just got finished watching the season finale of Bad Boys LA season 1, and I'm here to talk about whether or not it was worth it. Was Bad Boys LA season 1 worth it? I have like a love-hate kind of situation with Natalie. I can, on one side of the coin, see what she's doing and respect her for her hustle and her grind and her business savvy, right? And then on the other side, I see the horrible friend, the horrible chick, the always caught up in drama, too old to be doing some of the shit that she doing kind of side of the coin. And I'm just like, damn, both of those sides don't match, you know, not for me anyway. And so as much as I want to give her flowers as far as being able to produce content and bring content that clearly y'all be wanting to see because y'all subscribe and support it, it's kind of like, we too old for this. It's like, we too old for this, man. We too old. We just too old for it. And so I go back and forth with it. So let's talk about whether or not it was worth it. We're going to start off with the cast. You got Moolah, Curtis, Milan, Relly, Anthony, William the baddest, the other baddest, Jonathan, Rio, Carry-On, and I want to say I'm missing somebody. Gutta. I didn't say Gutta, but Gutta. The cast for me, it could have been different. It really could have been different. Given Bad Girls' history and how legendary in pop culture Bad Girls is, I felt like the first cast of Bad Boys should have been different. Okay? Who should have been in the cast? Who am I okay with being in the cast overall? I was okay with Gutta. I was okay with Milan. I was okay with Moolah. and I was okay with Carry On. Those 4 I understand. The rest, I'm just like, I don't, like, what? I don't get it, okay? That's not to say they're horrible people. That's not to say they didn't do their thing. I don't understand. Well, that is to say they didn't do that. I don't understand why they were on the show. I don't, you know? I definitely would have picked different people. But those 4 that I mentioned belonged on the first season. I could see why they were chosen for the first season, and it is what it is. I named the 4 people that made the season, okay? Gutta is kind of like on the bottom list of that. So people who made the season started with numero uno Milan. If it wasn't for Milan, this season wouldn't have gone anywhere. Period. Okay? Number 2, Carry On. If it wasn't for Carry On, there wouldn't have been good conversation to have with the concern that straight people have with wondering if gay this and gay that and da-da-da-da and whatever. Then Moolah had the ignorance that we needed of straight people so that we can carry a dramatic conversation between gays and straight. Okay, and then Gutta was the comedic relief, and you know, he created memes. So at the end of the day, you can see the level of importance in how they actually carried the show. You may not like Milan, but if it wasn't for Milan, Bad Boys LA probably wouldn't have been what it is today. I mean, we just got to be real with that. Same thing with Carry On. People talk about Carry On and him being Kirk Franklin's son. He brought what needed to be brought. I definitely think what's the boy name? I was delivered. Caldwell, whatever his name is. If he was on the show, oh God. This show would have been insane if that boy wouldn't have left the show. But he was a punk, and he wasn't, or maybe it was a money thing and he wasn't getting paid enough. I don't know, because there was a video of Caldwell going up against this white dude that was the same height and everything. This white dude was in a hoodie. They were out somewhere protesting or whatever. And Caldwell got up in the dude's face and put his hand in the boy's face and all of that, and like blew the bullhorn and everything. Caldwell was really gangster in that protest thing. So I don't know. He comes off like a pussy, but you see he ain't a pussy because he was standing up against, you know, maybe because he was, I don't know. Anyways, Caldwell would have been amazing for the show, and he was amazing in that first episode. But those 4 made the cast for me. So I feel like they missed the mark with the overall cast. Okay, they missed the mark with the overall cast. So I'm not really a fan right off the rip. When I was watching the episode 1, I was like, what the hell is this shit? Oh, well, Natalie produced it. Okay. Okay. My second problem for the show was there was no purpose to it. And I don't know why. I don't know why Natalie, being in television for as long as she has, doesn't understand cause and effect, doesn't understand the purpose. You know what I'm saying? There needs to be an end game or a climax to whatever it is that you're doing. You know, even Bad Girls Club, they didn't necessarily have, well, the purpose was to see if these bad girls can be reformed and changed in a way, so to speak, and if they could come together and mend their problems or issues. Or it wasn't like Charm School, but at the same time, when watching Bad Girls, we kind of had that understanding that that's what it was supposed to give, right? Watching Bad Boys, there was no, I was like, what is this? I don't know. I couldn't understand what the hell I was watching. And then I was subjected to overly stereotyped gay men acting a hot plum ass fool, fighting each other right off the rip. And they're doing the windmill fighting each other. And I lost it watching the first episode. And I was like, what the fuck is this? What is this trash? What is this trash, right? And so from the cast to the purpose, automatically we're on a with the show, right? So immediately I'm like, this was not worth it. It just wasn't worth it. And then another issue that I had with the show is that Natalie always found herself being in each episode saying, I'm not a part of the show, but here I am anyway. And I felt like she had to do that because there was no rhyme or reason to the show. And outside of Milan trying to host the whole damn thing and trying to give us something worth of value to watch, she had to step in because no one knew what was going on. They didn't know anything. You had Curtis it was a plum fool mess, okay? And so I only found myself watching the show because, one, I had to review it as Mona Simone on WatchACTV. So if you want to hear Mona's perspective of the show, go to WatchACTV.com. So I had to review it then. And then I was intrigued enough I was hoping, not intrigued, I was hoping that this smart, intelligent woman by the name of Natalie Nunn, who for whatever reason seems to not dress up anymore on TV. I don't understand that. But for whatever reason, I'm thinking she is going to make some intelligent choices, and this show is going to blossom into something worth watching. It's going to be prominent television. We're going to see gay men and straight men come together in unison and break barriers. This is going to be worth it, Wes. Give it a go. And so I'm watching it, and I'm like, this is trash. It's trash. It's trash. It's trash. And still no purpose. And still no purpose, and it's trash. It's trash. In the midst of the trash, there were great moments, okay? There were great moments in the midst of the trash. And as I sift through the trash, I'm going to pull out the good moments, and I'm going to let y'all know what I felt were the good moments. Seeing the destructive and chaotic, negative versus between straight men and gay men, the ignorance versus the real life situations that the LGBT community have to go through. It was so clairvoyant thanks to the Neanderthal thoughts of Mullah, which is why he needed to be a part of the cast, because a lot of, if not all, a lot of straight people think and correspond and act the way that Mullah does on a regular flipping basis. So we needed his ignorance broadcasted to the world, and we needed strong members of the Alphabet Clan to combat him, i.e. Milan, i.e. Gutta, i.e. Carry On, whatever he decides to be, even though he was forced to associate himself with the B in LGBTQ. But either way, the fact that those, I said four, those three people combated him the most and made him, I don't even think he changed really, but just it gave us that good conversation that we needed to have. So I was appreciative of that, and I pulled that out, okay? Another thing I'll pull out is that no matter what, whether feminine, masculine, gay, straight, or whatever the case may be, we all have a lot of vices within us, and we need to figure out how to deal with those vices, okay? I pulled that out. I felt like that was a good something to watch for people to get into and to understand and to relate to all of these various colors within the four, all of these colors, and to pull from that, you know? Not saying that people did that, but I'm saying that that's the good that I pulled out of the show, okay? Another thing that I pulled out of the show was the visibility of the diversity between the four. Because you've never seen anyone like, well, I'm pretty sure you've seen someone like Gutta on Zeus, because Zeus has a tendency of so we've seen somebody like that on Zeus, but we haven't seen somebody like Gutta like on a broader scale, you know? And to be mixed in with the four was amazing. So I thought that was really, really good. Okay, let me find another good thing. I felt like they put him in a decent enough house. I felt like the budget for the show was there. The cinematography was there. So I pulled that goodness out. And there were some good moments. Some good banter, hilarious, comedic moments in the show that I can pull from, you know, the four as well. But because there was no root purpose of the show, I just felt myself watching and watching in hopes that something would be revealed. And then we get to the chaotic moment that happens with Jonathan. I felt like it was just for complete shock value, and I felt like it diminished what we were building up toward, and it brought us back to a chaotic scene that was just for click, views, bait, and money, you know, for subscribers, for subscriptions. I felt like we were going down the road of complete exploitation of black people in full caps. Not that anybody really cares, but someone like me, I care about it. You know, these people were paid to do what they needed to do, sure. You know, I watched Rio's interview. He said he didn't come on to be, he wasn't paid to fight. You know, he just did what he felt he had to do. You know, and I've heard various stories because Rio says one thing and then Milan says another thing and then Jonathan says another thing and then Natalie says another. So it's like we don't know what the hell is going on. But to be honest, I understand what Milan has said through a lot of his stuff and that this was a freaking television show. And the way that I view how Natalie should handle or should have handled, you know, this show or whatever. It's not the way that it was designed to be, and it's not the way that they were going to make it so that they could make money. And it is what it is. But when is it no longer reality TV? I felt like I was watching something that was completely put together, you know, and it felt like that. Now, whether or not that was the case, I'll never know. We'll never know the exact truth, but it felt like that. And I watched the last episode and I saw the video. And so I had to surmise that the purpose of this season was to make it to a music video to create a song entitled That's a Bad Boy or Bad Boys or whatever it's actually called. And I have to say the video was cool. I like that they got the budget. I felt like, again, Carry On went all around the world and to find locations to only end up in an on-lot studio. Like, I felt like this last episode, Winnie had to create these long conversational pieces with each member of the cast, have these mini interviews within the episode so that we could get a finale episode. That's when you know there's no purpose or rhyme or reason to the show. It's just like, okay, we're going to do this, and let's make it. So I honestly fast forwarded all of that. Because why is Winnie talking to them? Who is Winnie? Like, purpose of the show, have like they did on Bad Girls Club, how they had the counselor and she was reforming them from being bad boys to being good boys, and he was doing an analysis at the end or something along those lines, you know. Dan for sure didn't want Natalie to talk to them, but somebody other than Winnie, the stylist, should have been in this position to talk to them. I don't know, maybe a bad girl. I have no idea. Or maybe somebody that's considered a bad boy in real life, like a bad boy celebrity or something. I don't know, but I feel like that should have been what happened at the end. Winnie speaking to them made no sense. I fast forwarded through all of that, literally just to get to the music video, and the music video was dope. That's another good thing that I can pull from it. The music video was dope, and I felt like everybody did a great job with their verses. If I had to rank their verses, it would be Curtis, Gutta, Milan, and then Moolah. That's how I'll rank the verses. I felt like Curtis's verse was the smoothest, and I can understand what he was saying, and it just flowed naturally. His was a bit too short for me. I felt like they gave Moolah way too much time to speak, and like KFC. I was like, what? No, they gave him too much time to not shine. They should have gave all that length to Curtis. Then Gutta. Milan had a long situation going on too, but his was way better than Moolah, and it was what it was. I couldn't understand why Moolah had what he had on in the video. But then again, you know, I'm not a style king. I'm wearing this and, you know, people. But I felt like the best looks to me were Milan, because obviously I would wear something like that. Then Gutta, because I'm not putting on all of that to be, I'm not doing that. Anyways, so Milan, then Gutta was flashy. Then Curtis. Then Rio. And then everybody else is at the end. Yeah. I didn't really see Carry On that much in the video, which was sucky because, you know, Carry On's a part of this whole situation. He's a part of the top 4. But I don't know. Am I cool with another season of Bad Boys Houston, since, you know, she's coming in Houston? I would be interested in another season, but I I would love for there to be a purpose. I would love for the cast to be completely diverse. I would want it to be 4 and 4, or 5 and 5, 5 gay, 5 straight. Okay. All the men, all different kinds of colors. That would be amazing. I think 4 and 4 is actually great. 4 gay, 4 straight. I think that would be amazing. And put a trans man in there, you know, a part of the 4 alphabet, and then 4 straight. And then let's see what that looks like. I think that would be really, really interesting. And the purpose of Bad Boys Houston is to create a music video. Or to become reformed and not be bad boys anymore. How about that? You know, to become reformed and not be bad boys anymore, turn into good men and create a music video. Or something. I don't know. But yeah, I think that would be dope. If Natalie can make those 2 things happen, I think she will have a complete hit franchise on her hands. Of course, you'll have the drama and the bullshit fights and all of that the catty people like to get into, and that's why people are subscribed to Zeus, because of the exploitation of black people. Great. But have some sort of substance come out of that already from the gate. You know, set the precedent already from the gate. And I think it would be a complete hit. But who am I? I'm older now, as you can tell. You know, I don't really give into a lot of... I'm so reality TV'd out, it's ridiculous. But hey, leave your comments below. Let me know what you thought of Bad Boys LA Season 1. Was it worth it, and should we get a Season 2? Leave all of your comments down below. And I would love to know, who was your favorite top 3 people casted for Bad Boys LA Season 1? Leave your comments below. Deuces.